Hello lovely friends, here's a sneak peek of today's acrylic pour painting. It's a commission and I'm using two techniques today to create this one painting. Thank you so much to all my subscribers, all my supporters. Welcome to my channel, and thank you as well to my lovely members Linda, Jill and Silver Dove. So today is another Talent Tuesday with my amazing friend Kim from Kim's Art Alchemy. Her details and her amazing creations are going to be in the description and the comments below. So let's get started with our pouring techniques today, our acrylic pouring techniques. Creating this painting, I've got some real surprises for you, and just before the painting begins, here's a quick sneak peek of some paintings that I did with some children on Careers Day recently at a local school. I'll show you a bit later on how theirs turned out and some wonderful gift that I received from the school. So this is a commission. It's a commission for hubby today. He's waited 3 years for a painting, and part of that journey has been him wondering about colours and settling in his decision with size and whether he wants a deep edge canvas and things like that. So I'm just showing you the very beginning, and this is the bit that I absolutely love, unwrapping the painting and masking it up and preparing it, because it's so important to get your wonderful canvas all nicely prepared and backed. Now I do some paintings that are freestyle and I don't back them, as in I don't put masking tape on, but in these days I tend to mostly use masking tape, but yeah, they're just different styles of working, so it's up to you really. So today I've got these really bright colours. I've got a black background and I've got iridescent green blue, iridescent blue green, iridescent gold, iridescent green yellow, iridescent pink, fluorescent yellow and fluorescent pink. So first of all, I'm putting the black base down, as you can see, and what I'm doing is, as I'm using two techniques on one canvas, and this canvas is 60 by 90 inches, and so what I'm doing is I'm covering a third to a half on the canvas of the base paint initially, because I'm going to be doing a swipe technique and tilting it out, and I'm going to be using Australian Floetrol mixed with Amsterdam black, and then I'm going to swipe with that mix, which I'm going to show you in a moment, through the colours. So first of all, when I've got enough paint on the half the canvas, say, I then tilt it to make sure that I've got enough paint spread evenly around the part of the canvas that I want to spread the paint. So I'm using my hand to do so, and it doesn't matter if it's not so even, because in a minute I'm going to be painting and putting extra paint in certain areas, and it's going to be going over the edge and going forward. So you can put on as much or little paint as you want, but I want enough base paint for the paint on top of it to flow really nicely. So you can see how I'm layering, and you can't go wrong with these colours. They work really well together. I'm putting some down in really thin strips, and I'm putting some down quite heavily. When I put the paint down heavily, it's going to be sinking slightly, and the layering will give another dimension. So what I've just done there is I've put some Floetrol, Australian Floetrol mixed with the Amsterdam black paint, mixed 4:1 Floetrol to paint, 4 parts Floetrol, 1 part paint. I put it on the underside of the palette knife and I glide it really smoothly. Now this is the technique that I did with the children on Careers Day. So I showed them how to really care. They were so amazing. They took to it so well. And this is a really lovely technique for beginners, the swipe technique. It's something you can play with and you can't get wrong. There's so much that you can get out of it. So what I'm doing now is I'm tilting to create enough pattern and form, and to create something that just feels pleasing to the eye. At that point I wanted to get some of the paint off the canvas, and also part of the pattern that you create when you see it and you start to form patterns with your palette knife or swirls or tilting, whatever it is. With fluid art, once you start to tilt, it changes the form, so you have to be ready to lose some of that pattern. but also it's a great one when you're a control freak like me, because you can't control it and you just have to go with the flow, and it's so relaxing. Or it could be very full of tension. It depends how you take it, really. And once I've done that, I then stretched it a bit more, and then when it felt like it had stretched enough and the pattern was just right, I left it and then went on to the second part of the canvas. Now, the part that I've just done is quite solid, and there are edges to it that are quite ethereal, and I'm going for a bit of a galaxy look, a bit of a nighttime look, a bit of an ethereal look, and I wanted really bright colours, as hubby wanted. And so on this side of the canvas, because the paint is now nice and thin, I've literally just put a small amount on, and I'm putting some paint, as you can see, I'm layering it towards the edge of the canvas, and I'm going to be doing little bits at a time with a hairdryer. So watch carefully as I add the paint and I layer it to see what I do each time. Now, this is something that when I've got a black base or even a white base, if I want a really ethereal look rather than a solid look or block look, I blow from the black or blow from the base paint. If I want a more solid look, then I'll blow from the colour out towards the black. So I'll show you as I go along. So I'm just finishing layering, and what I'm going to do in a minute is I'm going to get some more of the base paint and I'm going to put it all the way around the colour, and as in a traditional Dutch pour, I'll be blowing it into the middle, and then I'll be blowing it from the black through the colour. This is the bit that's really easy to miss, so stay with me, and here we go. So I've got my last bit of fluorescent pink going down, and one more dot of that paint, and I think we're pretty much there colour wise. Bit of blue, yeah, and a bit more iridescent pink, and I think that's it. We're done now. Okay, so I've got the base paint and I'm going all the way around the colour, and if there's enough paint all the way around the outside, then you don't need to put too much down. So I'm just literally putting in about 1 ml of paint all the way around, using the hairdryer to blow into the centre of the paint, and then from the other side into the centre. And then I'm blowing from the base out. Can you see how ethereal it is? Now this, when I first did this, I thought, oh my goodness, the paint's disappearing. And it's the look. So with this side of the canvas, I want it to be contrasting to the other side. And so I'm building the colour up really slightly. It's almost got like a northern light sort of streaking in it. So what I'm doing now is I'm putting the next part down, layering it up, and then I'm going to put base paint around that tiny bit as well. And then again, I'll be getting my hairdryer and blowing from the black base down, and I'm going to go towards the edge because I want to blow most of the paint towards the edge of the canvas to give it that soft look, coming in to a stronger colour than coming into the block side of the other painting. There we go. So I'm blowing it down and out. So you can see that it's almost forming some sort of wave or cloud, or if you imagine space and particles, it's sort of giving me that sort of feeling. So I'm going to do a similar thing at the top. I've got pink. That fluorescent pink, people say that fluorescent colours are very overpowering, and I know what you mean. And in the right hand side you can see how the yellow and the green is, but Steve wanted really bright and really lots of light and then some subtle, and he just loved it, so it was right for him. So with this fluorescent pink, you see how soft it is when you go from the black and you blow through. It just leaves a really slightly iridescent soft glow, and I'm going to build it up a little bit more. So I think this is the last part. Now when you put pink and green together, That's really interesting mix. Look at how that turns out. Now, when I did that, initially I was thinking, I don't like that. It's a bit too block. It's a bit too thick. So I decided to put some more black on it and more base paint. This is a wonderful thing about fluid art. You can go over it and you can change it. So I moved part of that off with the black paint, and I decided to put a bit more blue on and a bit more green. That's green yellow, that one. Beautiful, it's like a lime colour. Cover it in black and then blow it from the base once I've blown it into the middle, and then blowing it over the other colours, so it's created a bit more depth. Now you might be wondering how I got those cells. The cells are formed with silicone. I put 2 drops of silicone in a tiny amount of paint, and that's the effect that it gets. So I really hope you've enjoyed this painting today and these 2 acrylic pouring techniques. I know beginners absolutely love these techniques, both of them. Putting them together is a real experiment. Give it a go and let me know what you think and how it turns out. So if you're a beginner and you love acrylic pouring, let me know what you think of this painting and what your challenges are at the moment and what you're enjoying. So as I show you the dried version, I'm just deciding whereabouts I'm going to sign. You can see how iridescent and shimmery it is and how vibrant those colours are. What do you think? And I think it's kept its vibrancy once it dried. So I'm going to decide I'm going to put my signature in the bottom left-hand corner just there. Now these are the paintings that the children did at Tywood Dress School near me. I was invited to go in and be part of Careers Day, and there was a butcher, a baker, no candlestick maker, but there was a plasterer, there was St John's ambulance, there was the fire brigade and the police, and a potter, and Imerys, the mining company. And a few days later I received this beautiful card, handwritten by all of the children who painted with me, and the 7 tiles that were produced, some of the children worked together in teams of 2 and 4 to create the paintings. They're going to be sharing them and taking them home. So I'm so proud of these children. They showed immense maturity. I was honoured to work with them. Their manners were amazing, and it's a real reflection of their spirit, their creativity, their parents and the amazing teachers. And a big shout out and thank you to Liz, the assistant head teacher at Tywood Dress School. Thank you so much for inviting me in. So I'm just so chuffed, and this will stay in my heart forever. Thank you so much to all the children in the school. And one or two of the children couldn't wait to be on YouTube. So here's to you guys. It's a wonderful working with you, and I hope to see you and your parents soon in a workshop. One of the children or 2 of the children were asking about whether I do kids club and workshops. So let's see what we could do in the summer holidays. Thank you so much for being here today. What an absolute joy is to share these paintings and experiences with this school. What do you think of painting with your mum? What do you think of painting with your child? Would you like to come for a workshop? I'd love to see you. Get in touch if you're interested. So thank you so much for being here. To all my subscribers and supporters, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. It really helps keep my channel going. And keep shining, because your art is a piece of you. Let's go and see what the amazing Kim and true friend Kim's Art Alchemy is up to today. Her link for her video will be in the description and the comments below. I hope to see you again soon. Take care. Bye.